Hey guys, AirT here, Air for short. I'm going to discuss the runes for the Wind Ninja, also known as Orochi. Now keep in mind that these suggestions are just suggestions, and you don't need to follow them if you don't want to. But also, feel free to leave any suggestions of your own in the comment section below if I don't suggest something that you think would work. So we're going to take a look here. Oh, he's an HP type, I didn't even realize that. So he's an HP type, he's going to have high HP, means he can take a hit. I thought he was an attack type, but I guess not. His skills are Ninja Stars. Throws Ninja Stars to attack and inflicts continuous damage for 1 turn. 100% proc rate. Looks like he gets a bunch of damage there once you max out that skill. Slicing Winds inflicts great damage by slashing the enemy with the energy of the sword and reduces the enemy's attack bar by 30%. Again, a 100% proc rate, and can bring that down to every other turn, which is awesome once you max that skill and get some more damage. And then the big reason people love this guy, Storm and Gale. Rapidly throws 6 Ninja Stars, dealing damage and inflicting continuous damage for 1 turn if you get a critical hit. And that's available every 4 turns once you max that out. Once you awaken him, he gets a leader skill, increases the attack speed of ally monsters with wind attribute by 30%. So he's an HP type, he can take a hit, and he's got lots of continuous damage skills here. A reduction of attack bar by 30%, which is quite high, and continuous damage with critical hits, as well as hitting 6 times. So, the way I actually ended up runing him, which I'm runing him essentially for the B10 Giants dungeon, because that's basically what this guy's meant for. I mean, you go in there with a wind team, make him a leader, crazy amount of speed, and then continuous damage as well for the boss, as well as reducing his attack bar. So what I did was this rune setup. This is a very basic rune setup, and it works just fine. Is it the best one? I don't know. It's the one I'm going to use. And so you've got 2 sets of blade runes and 1 set of focus. I did attack percentage on 2, crit rate on 4, and accuracy on 6. Now, I'm aiming for 100% crit rate, as well as at least an 85% accuracy, because you really can't go higher than 85%, because every monster has at least 15% resistance. So 100% crit rate is what you're aiming for, and 85% accuracy. So that rune build works really well if you want to apply that continuous damage, do some damage, and reduce that attack bar. Now, if you want to use him maybe in guild battles or arena battles, you can obviously rune him as an attack monster with Rage Blade, and give him, Rage Blade, attack percentage on 2, crit damage on 4, attack percentage on 6. And then you're looking for crit rate substats, as well as accuracy substats with this guy. That's a tricky build because you're hoping for high crit rate, high accuracy, and you're not necessarily runing for the 2, but you're going to go with a lot of damage when you get a critical hit, and you're going to apply that continuous damage. Some people like to go Swift with him so that he attacks first. Swift Blade, and then accuracy substats as well as crit rate substats, just so you can get this skill off right at the top of a battle and possibly nuke down 1 enemy. He can be used as a nuke. Yeah, so you can try Swift. I don't necessarily recommend Swift as the optimal use for this monster, but if you want him to go first, you can try Swift. I would probably still do attack percentage on 2 instead of speed on 2, because you want that damage. And then crit damage on 4, attack percentage on 6, crit rate substats, as well as accuracy substats. Violent runes are obviously good with this monster. Violent runes are good with almost any monster. He'll basically just attack a lot. And this is available every 2 turns, so he can lower those attack bars quite often with Violent runes. Violent Blade, Violent Focus, whatever you need. Trying to think of what else you could do with him. I wouldn't go Despair. Fatal, obviously, you can use Fatal if you can't get Rage runes. Fatal Blade, attack percentage on 2, crit damage on 4, attack percentage on 6, with crit rate and accuracy substats. Yep. I mean, you can do Revenge runes as well, because he will Revenge with his first skill, which applies continuous damage. So that's also good for bosses if he procs a Revenge. Now, he's really great for Giants. He does have the ability to hit 6 times, so that makes him useful for Necro. The second skill will be useless in Necro because attack bar reduction is just, like, you can't affect attack bars in Necro. However, the continuous damage is very useful for Necro. So even if you break the shield using his third skill, that's useful. If the shield is already down, you can go in for some continuous damage effects. So he can be very useful for Necro. Basically, he's useful for almost any boss, to be honest, as long as it's not a fire type. Yeah, so those are my suggestions for this monster. Leave any suggestions of your own in the comment section below if I didn't suggest something that you think would work. Till next time, peace.